My name is Vicki Bier. I'm a professor at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and I've probably been an Informs member for something close to 40 years because I know I joined sometime in graduate school, so that's a long time ago by now. Well, it was a huge honor that happened just, I think, a year ago, and it's really nice to be appreciated by such senior, respected colleagues. I feel like, for many years, a big motivation of my career and my research was to be appreciated by, people who I respected and have them think well of my work. So it's nice to kind of have that come full circle. And so risk communication in particular, that was not so much original research, but survey research going over what was known both about how to communicate risk to senior decision makers if the information is complicated and how to explain it to make the best possible decision, but also how to communicate risk to members of the general public so that they will understand it, be able to take action on it, and also be not overreacting if the situation does not demand it. So I don't know of specific instances where it's been applied, but that's kind of the general idea of what I was trying to achieve. Well, I guess I initially joined in graduate school to kind of get some recognition and visibility, meet people in the field, present my work as a junior person. And to me, the most valuable thing about Informs was when I found the Decision Analysis Society. When I first started in Informs, I was going to a very wide variety of different sessions, and some of them were very interesting and some less interesting to me. But when I found the Decision Analysis Society, not only did I have interesting papers, but I kind of found a community of like-minded people, and I always tell people going to the conference is like going to a family wedding or something. You're not necessarily best friends with all the people there, but it's nice to see them again every year or two and catch up, and so I really appreciate that. Well, when I was younger, the two careers that sounded really appealing to me were being a psychologist, a therapist, or a potter. But I don't know that I would have been really very good at either of those, so I'm probably better off what I'm doing. It has certainly changed a lot, probably not as much as it should change. I remember when I was in graduate school, times when I was, the only woman in the class or the only woman in the elevator after class that were kind of awkward. But I think the Decision Analysis Society in particular has been pretty welcoming. We've had a number of women presidents and other senior leaders, including one now. And so I think within that community, it has been pretty easy and comfortable. So. Well, my main advice for almost any young researcher is to read really widely. Occasionally, I've had students who, really only had read the 3 or 5 papers that they were trying to work on and extend. And I always feel like you never know what could turn out to be useful someday. And I'm often in the position of, oh yeah, I think I read a paper about that 20 years ago or whatever, and it may take me a while to remember who wrote the paper or how to find it or whatever, but at least that I have that connection that, oh, there's something relevant out there that I should be looking at. So I think, reading widely and reading in related fields, not only in your own subfield, is really helpful. Oh, that one, I don't know. I guess the one that I came up with for a recent talk was a career in risk and uncertainty. When I was in middle school and high school, I was nicknamed Frog. And I still have a collection of frogs that people have given me over the years. I have like more frogs than most people have.
How did you get that nickname?
I actually can't remember. Might have just been because one of my friends thought I was kind of awkward. I don't know. But, well, I'm very interested in the work that I'm currently doing with a few students and a colleague on preparing for sea level rise due to climate change. In particular, we're looking at could we develop economic incentives to encourage people to move away from at-risk areas voluntarily before they get flooded. And I don't know how practical that's going to be, but the basic idea of that work was just accepted for publication in the Engineering Economist, and we're currently working on quantifying the sort of theoretical model with, real flood predictions, real housing data from Zillow, all that kind of stuff to make it more realistic, and using agent-based modeling to begin to understand the differences between residents of different ages, different house prices, different income levels, et cetera, and be able to create a more realistic model in the end. So. I guess read minds, and why? I guess I want to know what the people close to me are thinking and feeling and know more about what's going on in people's lives. So.